Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of All the Mods 7. How are you guys doing today? How's life? If you guys remember, last episode we did manage to discover an alternative means of power generation using nether stars. So we're going to start today's episode by upgrading our data models. Well, not upgrading, gathering a few more. I think 4 is good. Bye bye. I figured torches are not the best, so we have some night vision potions. Also, I think we need to do this like 6 times, maybe? Yep, now it's basic. Now that we have the 4 wither data models, you might notice that we have 4 left. That is because these 4 are for Vindicators. Or I think at least they're called Vindicators. Yes, the guy with the axe. Stop punching me, I don't like that. So I'm assuming we need to trigger a raid, and thankfully there is a ritual from Ars Nouveau. Can we do that? I don't have an ink sac. Ladies and gentlemen, ink sacs in their natural habitats. So can we do it now? Thank you. Tablet is going to summon an illager raid when I'm inside a village. Emerald may be used to increase the difficulty. Well, we have 8. And I'm not really sure, is this considered a village? Maybe. So, you go on top. We add emeralds. No? Do we have a raid? I really hate doing it in these kind of villages because they can spawn anywhere that's, well, it's not very accessible. It just got activated. And yes, we have a raid. I'll finish the raid and I will see you right back. Hi. We lost the raid. I think there was like one stupid villager left and they killed him. Such a tragic loss. It's fine, I personally don't really care because we did manage to upgrade our data models. Okay, we are fully operational, but you guys know the drill, the data models at this very stage are garbage, so we need to wait for them to upgrade. But I did have a wither data model running for a very long time and we have 4200 nether stars. That is good because we can start generating power, and I think we're going to go with 30 of these generators. That should give us 120,000 RF per tick. Also, maybe it's time to start upgrading these guys. And since today is going to be the day that we're going to generate tons of resources, I think we're going to need more storage. We go with 40 disks. We can do that. Great. Probably we're going to need more glass. Our FPS has dropped. That means everything is working. I think for the first time in this Let's Play, we're having some real estate issues. I don't have enough space. This side of the valley is supposed to be for the reactor, and I'm going to need a lot of thermal evaporation towers, so this place is no-go. I don't really like this side of the base. I thought I'm going to do it down here, but the problem is that we have bees and they're going to get withered. You missed me bringing bees because I brought them in for apotheosis and, well, I had to cut it out. So I don't know, maybe the only logical place that we can do it is somewhere around here? Yeah, it does seem to be fine. The generators are ready, that is great. Oh, if we put them underground, we just see the boring top part. Okay, not that the other part is very beautiful, but you know. That should be 30. Very good. This is a very convenient method of generating power because it's extremely easy to set up. Essentially what we're going to do is that we're going to have an export bus, nether star, some acceleration cards, one-dimensional chest, it should be filled in. And I don't think it really matters, we can extract the power from the bottom, which goes inside a beautiful quantum entangleporter. It's just that you have to be on input. Then we shall have the other dimensional chest, I don't know, maybe here. But with that, we did manage to add 120,000 RF per tick to our power grid. And I hate being withered. Do we have the witherless rose? Oh, okay, then we're good. Ouch. Yeah, we need the witherless rose. Now that we are generating a decent amount of power, I think it's time to start banking that power inside an induction matrix from Mechanism. I did check RF tools, but unfortunately whenever you have Mechanism in the pack, that's the only way to go. It's just ridiculously overpowered. I think we are going to set it up over here, and as you guys already know, the thermal evaporation tower from Mechanism is a 4x4 structure, which has to be hollow and it can be 18 blocks tall. And this should be 18 blocks tall. It used to be called a solar evaporation tower because the only way that you could power it was through a solar panel. Since we don't need that much lithium, we are going to power these guys using solar panels, and we're going to call it a solar evaporation tower. But once we need to start making chlorine, we're going to use a resistive heater. So as usual, we're going to need an input valve, and we're going to provide it with water. And you might notice we are converting water into Brian, the fluid. Unfortunately, not the person. I had a project for Brian the person in order to generate some blood from Evilcraft. But you know, this is more fun. So I'm very sorry, Brian the person got cancelled, and therefore we only have the fluid. That Brian the fluid is going to go inside another thermal evaporation tower. I know, give me some time to build it. That's too tall. And the second one is going to give us lithium. You don't have to put the controller over here, you can put it anywhere you want, I just put it by habit. Now we need to take that lithium out and put it inside a rotary condensator. That is going to give us actual lithium, which we can put it inside the crystallizer and get lithium dust. Oh, I forgot about fusion reactors. Ew, I don't know why I forgot they exist. It's okay. Something is wrong. Aha, and I'm not talking about the blood moon. Dude, you're working. Oh, you don't have any upgrades. Whoops. Anyways, we need to start extracting that and put it inside the crystallizer, and that should give us lithium dust. The issue is that we don't really have any production during the night, and a blood moon is not really helping. Well, I did give them speed upgrades and we're getting a consistent supply of lithium. Don't you just love a rotary condensator? Where would our lives be without this magnificent block? Ah, come on. Stop taking my grass. So I have just ordered 10,000 infused alloy and 10,000 steel, and I think we also have a decent supply of lithium. Yeah, it's like 700. We can make one ultimate induction cell and one ultimate induction provider. But since we are building up resources, we have some time to kill. Meaning that maybe I should start harvesting these guys. I just checked, we have 5 or 6 blocks of insanium in our crafter, and let us see how much we are going to get. Because you know, later on oldemodium and unobtainium are going to be huge bottlenecks. Crafter is keeping up, relatively. Okay, I have noticed something weird. So if you vein mine shapeless, which mines 64 blocks, you actually get far less inferium. But if you shape it to a 3x3, you're gonna get far more. Yeah, I dug the same amount. I think it's because it will apply the same fortune to all the blocks that it's going to mine, and therefore, well, if you're unlucky, well, you're going to lose everything. Well, not everything, but you're gonna lose a lot. Well, we had 5 blocks, now we have 13. That's okay. It's not really worth the effort, but the only thing that I really want to do is to turn off this farm as soon as possible, because it's incredibly laggy. And I do understand that the moment that we remove it, we're going to replace it with another laggy farm just to get unobtainium and oldemodium. I think for inferium, now that we have apotheosis, we're just going to put fortune on our quarries, and I am going to have a quarry in the nether to get netherrack, so we will get a decent supply of inferium. However, we have 1500 lithium. That means we should be able to make one ultimate induction provider. Yeah, these guys can handle 52 million RF, so one is going to be more than enough. And I guess for the moment we can get 2 ultimate induction cells. It's not that expensive. Can I get 3? Yeah. Also, I have just noticed, all of our CPUs are busy. I know that everything that we have built today is going to look incredibly garbage, but don't you worry, we're going to fix it later on, but we need to set up our infrastructure. And I thought we also put our induction matrix over here because we also need to complete this building. So again, an induction matrix is a hollow structure from mechanism which can be up to 18 by 18 by 18, and it should be filled in with induction providers and induction cells. Induction provider determines how much power we can input and output from the induction matrix, and the induction cells are the actual batteries. Each ultimate version can hold 1.6 trillion RF, so this is almost 5 trillion RF. That's great. But no, we're not done. Even though this guy thinks we're done, we also need to have 2 induction ports, like so. One of them has to be input and the other one has to be output, which is red. So we are going to have another channel on our quantum entangler porter called power reserve. That will be hooked up to our power grid and it will input everything inside the matrix. And then over here we can just have base power, which will extract power from the matrix and put it into our machines. You might notice we don't have any power. That is great. Because what I need to do is that I need to change the configuration on these guys. You will be set to power reserve, and now all of them should work. Just out of curiosity, 4 gas burning generators. What? Oh, I was reading the wrong number. Input is 288,000 RF. Our production of nether stars is not great. I think the dimensional chest is still filling up, but let us configure this guy as well. So at maximum capacity, we are generating... That's not much. Why isn't it much? Oh, I think it's because we are also consuming power, yeah. It fluctuates, but averaging around 50,000 RF. As I have already mentioned, the main problem is here. Yeah, 67%, it's not the best. The only good one that we have is this one, it's 99.5. It's okay, it will take time. I'm not exactly sure, but I think we are losing nether stars, but very slowly. But then again, I could be wrong. But if the system works and we get extra nether stars, I'm going to add more generators. However, the entire reason that we needed to upgrade our power grid and have an induction matrix is to upgrade this guy, the drill. Currently it's consuming 12,000 RF per tick because we have 12 lasers, but we want to upgrade it to 36, so it's going to consume 36,000 RF per tick. And that is a lot. And if this guy goes super fast, then our ore processing is also going to constantly work. Currently it's not really working because I have to set up the filters. I haven't removed the mechanical squeezers yet. So if that is the case, let us get 3 more induction cells. We have to craft them in badges anyway. And let us get 24 more laser drills. It's weird, we have everything. I don't know why. The drills are ready, the cells are also ready. So we should be able to start moving this guy. So again, I'm not extremely sure how we want to make a building for this, but for the moment we can put the drill maybe 2 blocks higher. Yeah, this is much better. And then we should be able to place these guys, like so. It's just that placing them is a pain. You literally have to aim for the corner, otherwise you get this. I'm never gonna do this again. 36 is more than enough. And I think here's what we're going to do. We can connect all of these guys to cables, which is probably the logical thing to do, but I think we can also use the wireless block chargers. Because yes, it does tell you that it can charge 1 block for 200 RF per tick, but that is per block. So if we have 5 of them, it should cover everything, right? Of course 5 is not a very symmetrical number, so we're going to go with 9. Are you gonna power everything? No. Oh, it doesn't reach that high. Ew. That is perfectly fine. Now you should power them. Good. I just moved them up by 1 block. We should be good. Yep, everybody's charged up. It's just that now everybody needs an upgrade and I need a ton. That's a decent speed. But let me get all the upgrades and I'll be right back to check. All 36 of them have been upgraded, and can you guess the result? I'm really happy with it. This is how fast we are getting ores. It's crazy. Also, the main reason that we want the laser to go extremely fast is this guy, Chloride. One thing that I did not really pay attention to, and honestly I didn't have a choice, is that in order to make fissile fuel, we need uranium hexafluoride, right? So uranium oxide is not going to be a problem, we have almost 1 million uranium. Hydrofluoric acid is a problem, because we don't have that much fluoride. We only have 33,000. That's nothing. Also, somebody told me that I can put upgrades inside the laser base itself, but I'm not really sure if it's affecting something. If it's not there, it's actually faster. Or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. I leave them in. I'm not sure if we need fluoride in the same amount that we need uranium, but each ore gives us 6. And if we fortune it using quarries, how much is it going to give us? 10. Okay, then we're good. Let's also add some cells. That should be 9.6 trillion RF? Yep, exactly. Well, my next job would be to fix our ore processing, which is going to take some time. The thing is, after they removed integrated dynamic squeezers, well, I mean the functionality of it, I haven't set up the filters. So I should start fixing that, but before doing that, we have some enchanting to do. So we need to have a quarry in the nether so that we get resources as well as netherrack, and we want it to be a fortune quarry. The maximum fortune that I have at this very moment is fortune 7. I am also going to put unbreaking on it, it's going to reduce the power consumption. And even though we have efficiency 9, I'm not going to go more than efficiency 5, because we don't really want it to go that fast. We want to have something which we can manage the resources. Can we put it on a pick? Yes. I kind of forgot. Do you need power? No. So here's the quarry, here's the pick. We want the fortune. More fortune. Oh, it can't go more than fortune 3. That's a shame. Well, I guess fortune 3 is fine. I can't be picky. I have made hundreds of tanks, and I never got an achievement. I have already designated an area in the nether that I want the quarry to be in, and we do have a waystone, Nether Quarry. And yes, we are at the roof. And if we want the quarry to be, I don't know, maybe here, we need to dig 200 blocks. And I already forgot the number. Yes, minus 62. Yeah, as a rough calculation, this is fine. And this one should go to 470. We are getting close. Yeah, 1 more block. Here. So those are the 2 markers. Here's the 3rd one. We have a square. And I think we just need to put the quarry. Yes. Here is a pump. And, well, a genius forgot to bring cables. The reason that I am using cables is because if you put a quantum entangloporter next to the quarry, I think the items are going to go inside the quantum entangloporter. And that's not really what I want it to go inside the dimensional chest. Oh, and by the way, an anchor upgrade, I hope it works. And shouldn't you dig? Shouldn't you dig? Oh yeah, you're digging. My bad. I'm sure that we are going to get some lava, so here is a tank for lava. And I am going to set it to channel 2 because it will go to our advanced generators. And then we will see if we manage to get lucky and get some blue lava from the old mods mod. That sounded weird. It's just that where are you digging? And that's not good. We need to go back home. Okay, so the quarry has been set up. What the hell is that? Oh, my igneous extruders. Okay, I was confused. So where was I? We are going to convert the netherrack into compressed netherrack because we need it in order to make the old mod star, and so far we did manage to get 4 times compressed. Only 1? So maybe I have to somehow substitute it. But we are also getting blackstone, which is really good. That means we should be able to substitute our blackstone production. The channel on this guy is 145. That was a very random number. That means we can extract it and also compress it. Seems to be working fine for the moment. So first off, I think it's clearing up the roof so that it can make its mining structure. And secondly, I swear that I saw it in the comments that someone told me I can put whatever enchantment I want on the quarry. And it's not just limited to Fortune 3 or, I don't know, vanilla enchantments. So that's kind of a bummer. Cause now I'm thinking, why the hell did I do Apotheosis? Fortune 3 was easy peasy. And the final point is that Nether is one of the most boring places to dig. As far as I have tested, there are not that many ores. We're going to get a lot of tin, we're going to get a lot of uranium, but that's it. And hopefully some inferium. But now we have Fortune 3, so we're going to get less inferium, I guess. We all have to learn it someday. But I just did some rough calculation, and it seems an area of 200 by 200 by, I don't know, 120 blocks is just 5 million blocks. So even if it's full of netherrack, it's just like 1.5% of the entire netherrack that we need. We need 380 million. So I guess I should go with mystical agriculture or Botania. Or maybe a stonework factory. Yeah, but it needs a decent supply of lava and we cannot have an infinite source of lava. We will see. We will find a way. It has been maybe 1 hour or 1 hour and a half later and well, I have been busy. First things first, I did fix our ore processing and well yes, the trains are going to deliver the ores, so for the moment it's not working, but I did set up the filters. You see, the trains are bringing the ores. Secondly, I decided to upgrade our quarries over here with efficiency and fortune and well, now they're amazing. Look at the speed. I'm really not going to lie to you, but this stupid little roguelike dungeon that we have over here has given me a huge headache. Cause you know, I can't really filter out everything. One more problem that I ran into is that copper is incredibly disproportionate. Look, I think what we're going to do is that we're going to void it. I don't need more copper. But honestly, I love the idea with trains. So we pick up the ores, it takes quite a bit of time until these guys are full. We get a whistle, and I really love that. We get to enjoy our currently very ugly base. And of course we reach our destination and start unloading the ores. They will go into processing and well, we get to see them on the conveyor belts. Coal and it's black, I know. What do you sell? I'm in a very good mood, so we purchase. Thank you. Anyways, for our compressed blocks we are not doing that great. We have a system for blackstone, and at this very moment we only have 1 7 times compressed, so we need, I don't know, 700 more? And for netherrack, we only have 1 5 times compressed, so yeah, we're not doing great. At least my discs are ready.
Verification complete. Welcome, Lord of Darkness.
That's a good progress, I guess. Okay, I wanted to progress a teeny tiny bit further into mechanism, but unfortunately, we have a teeny tiny bit of an emergency with my inferium farm. The right harvester from Create is bugged out. You might notice that it's not harvesting the first row, and it's not even depositing the items inside the ender chest. You see, it's carrying the inferium with it. I did notice that it's actually broken and it's missing a pole, so I'm guessing Create is not very reliable in long term. Also considering the fact that we need a stupendous amount of blackstone and netherrack, I'm assuming mystical agriculture is literally the only way to go, so we need to improve this. When we built this, there was no industrial foregoing. Now that there is, maybe we should use it. Yeah, you see, the moment that I broke the piston, it was placed here. It should have been here. And the chest is full. Anyways, let me try to design something. I'll be right back. Okay, I have readjusted the farm. It's now a 19 by 19. Previously it used to be 21 by 19. So now it's a square. We are going to start by removing all the farmland, which for some reason it's lagging. I have counted every single insanium that we have, and this is our entire supply. What we're going to do is that we are going to go with insanium farmland, because one thing that I noticed, which I didn't really know, is that if you plant inferium seeds on it, you will have a 350% output increase. So the plan is that we are going to go with Insanium farmland, and well, we do have a decent amount, it's not that bad. And we are going to use a teeny tiny bit of Insanium that we have in order to make as much as Inferium growth accelerators as we can. Basically what that means is that we have to dig down. We had another very stupid emergency, and that is the quarry ran into a roguelike dungeon. You can see its remains over here. And well, it went into a room that we got a ton of garbage. So the dimensional chest that we have actually was full of carpets, doors, windows, books and everything crazy. Now we seem to be fine. The problem is that I can't really filter everything out. Anyways, back to our Inferium problem. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to make an entangled block, like so. Oh, the binder also needs unobtainium, okay. And I think I'm just going to put it over here. What we want to do is that we want to bind the plant sower to the entangled block. That way we should be able to give it power. Do you have any power? Yes. And therefore we should be able to operate it remotely by using that entangled block. The reason that I used an entangled block and wasted on Obtainium is that eventually I have to fill in all these gaps with growth accelerators, so I will not have access to the plant sower. Okay, it has been maybe 2 hours later and well, this is the result. It's not great, but it's not that terrible. I replaced the farmland with Insanium, so it's going to give us more yield. We have some growth accelerators. 12 block has to be Inferium, 12 block has to be Prudentium, and 12 block has to be Intermedium, or whatever the hell it is called. But since it's very expensive, we don't have 12 blocks. Yet. You can see 9 lily pads of fertility which are helping us with the growth of plants, but I have also snuck a few under here. So everyone except the one in the center are actually 2 layers of lily pads of fertility. Again, it's not a great farm, but it's giving us a decent supply of Insanium. It's much better than the previous version actually. Because we are also getting an extra block here very soon. And whatever blocks of Insanium I'm getting, I'm investing it in growth accelerators. One thing which has me confused is that I'm not really sure if these growth accelerators are even affecting the plants, because I think the yield that we're getting is just from the lily pads of fertility, and not these guys. But in any case, we are committed, so let's add a few more layers. And by a few layers, I just meant 1 layer and 15 blocks. It's getting expensive. And then I got to thinking, yes, I can solve our Insanium issue, but how the hell am I going to solve our Netherrack and Blackstone issue? Cause 380 million is just a lot. I have a feeling that in this mod pack there is something going on, and I'm really not understanding it. I mean, yes, eventually I should be able to make another farm for Netherrack and maybe Blackstone, but it's still going to take a few 100 hours. So I don't know, if you guys have any ideas, please let me know, cause I don't think this is how it's supposed to work. Also, I had to add 2 more cargo trains because, well, we're getting so much ore that, well, this guy is not keeping up. And fun fact of the day, during this entire episode, I think we only did manage to get 5,000 uranium ingots. Which I would like to confirm, it's totally garbage. Maybe I need a dedicated drill just for uranium, I don't know. But that is something that we have to think about next episode, because today, we want to start making some chlorine. To gas the villagers. No, unfortunately not, we need it in order to make sulfur, in order to make fissile fuel. Here is the part where I'm not exactly sure, do we need 1 thermal evaporation tower or 2 of them? You are centered, right? Yes. Because we are going to need a decent amount of chlorine, we need to mix it with hydrogen in order to get hydrogen chloride. And if we put it inside the chemical injection chamber with gunpowder, that should give us a decent supply of sulfur. It does take gas upgrades, but it does also need a decent amount of hydrogen chloride, so I'm not really sure. Do we go with 1 or do we go with 2? Since thermal evaporation towers are incredibly cheap, I guess we go with 2. Oh, and by the way, I did notice that there is a recipe for sulfur using a dye mixer, but I can't find it here. You see, all of them are just dyes, no sulfur. I highly doubt that it's going to be fast enough, so we're going to go with mechanism. Chlorine is very important for us, so we are going to use a resistive heater in order to improve the efficiency, but I am also going to install some solar panels. You're asking yourselves why? Because they look nice. Because otherwise it's just a tower, and it looks ugly. I think you can just put them next to a valve and it will heat it up. Temperature is 1400 Kelvin. If I put you to 1000 RF, are you gonna go up? Yes, very fast. Okay, the process is relatively simple. What we are doing is that we are providing water to the thermal evaporation towers in order to get brine, the fluid. Brine, the fluid, goes inside an electrolytic separator, we get sodium and chlorine. For the moment I'm dumping the excess sodium, but maybe we're going to keep it for the reactor, but in any case the chlorine has to go inside the chemical infuser, and now we need hydrogen. So here is a sink, here is 1 more electrolytic separator, and I should probably sleep. This place has no torches, so there could be a crazy number of mobs. Oops. What? How? I slept during a blood moon. I don't know how. So can you output automatically to the top? Auto eject on. No? It's fine. I'm not a picky person, so we can just go one block lower and do this again. Yes, that is hydrogen. So finally it does seem to work, and I kind of forgot that this guy also needs power. So janky wiring it is. Actually, we are wealthy people, we can use an entangled block. So you go over there, we shall link you to you, and you should have power, and we are getting hydrogen chloride. Perfect. You're a gas, right? I always get confused. Yeah, you're a gas. We are making hydrogen chloride at a rate of 256 millibuckets per tick. Yeah, not the best. For some reason, the moment I placed down this block, the game crashed. I have no idea why. But these are the chemical injection chambers. They do need power, so let's make a wire for them. Do you remember the beautiful days of Minecraft 1.10? Whenever you used to break a universal cable with your hand, the game would crash. I'm very happy that it has been fixed, because I can just do this. They do take gas upgrades. I don't really have them on auto crafting, so for the moment this guy is going to get some gas upgrades so that it's going to be much more efficient with chlorine. And for the gunpowder, we're going to turn to our mob farm. For some reason I thought it's not working. And I do have a dimensional chest for it. The frequency is 222. This part is probably going to be hidden, so I'm not really going to bother with it, and therefore we should not worry about the janky wiring. Another blood moon. Can I sleep? No. But the whole point was to get sulfur, and we are getting sulfur. I still need a lot more upgrades. For the moment I think we just go to elite. If we need more, I go to alternate. But we are getting a decent amount of sulfur. That's great. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.